my gosh, thank you so much for being here, everybody. Om Swastiastu, Sampurasun, this is what my tribe calls. We greet with Sampurasun. Good evening, everybody. I'm super happy to be here again. Always nice to be surrounded by amazing people. Thank you so much for Robert that's creating this platform for 4 years. We are in the episode of 352? 356. He's been doing this every Monday consistently for 4 years. Yeah. Round of applause for him. Creating this beautiful community, right? And obviously also for Tropical Nomad to create this amazing space for us, right? And all of you and beautiful panelists come from around the world. They will introduce themselves as well. So, this night, we will see how actually the future of blockchain in the investment in Indonesia. But I would have, first, any question, like I will throw a question for you guys. How many of you are here involved in blockchain? Okay. How many of you guys are not even, like, they don't know, they have no clue about blockchain? Perfect. So that's why we are here, right? The main focus of tonight is not only Indonesian, how basically the Indonesian investment going to impact blockchain space, but also it's going to be around visa and the permission of residential over here. There's a lot of confusion about that as well around that, and we're gonna have a discussion, right? So how this can be implemented in many ways, blockchain technology, but also if you guys later have any questions about around visa and kitas, we have the experts here. Me, myself, I'm Ghazian Kalinggamurdaning. It's a little bit long, so you can call me Gozi. That's my nickname. So I'm actually coming from blockchain space as well, but I see blockchain as like a life-changing tools, So where in Indonesia, it's about decentralization already. So our slogan is Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, if nobody knows that. Bhinneka Tunggal Ika means unity in diversity. Brother Robert is always mentioning that. That's why I love to be around here. Also in Bali, we have Trihita Karana. So Indonesia already is decentralization. So blockchain for me is just an extension of what and who we are already. So you want to add something, brother?
It's also naturally decentralized with so much of islands.
Exactly.
So it's just an extension of the culture.
Yes. Again. In Bali is, if you have a Banjar, right? So this system is already decentralized. Now we're putting it in technology, which is all the nerds know is already now the early adopter. So now we want to bring this more with soul, right? So what it is Indonesia can bring the impact. So I am also this co-founder of 5RVSO, this is the CEO over here. He will explain more about it. I'm gonna moderating this night. Yes, let's start with Mbak Anis. We will mix also with Indonesian, with Bahasa Indonesia, because Mbak Anis want to bring the Indonesian taste, and then I will, let's say, translate it as well, right? So Mbak Anis, just introduce yourself. Okay. What's your name and what you're doing and what is your involvement here, your vision, your dreams.
Okay. Good afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon. Okay, I'm a language bahasa. Little speak English, but I know if talking I understand. And then my name Anis Titan Diwanti from Jakarta. I'm from. I have a company of. Satria Jayaraya Internasional, this consultant in trading. Saya pakai bahasa Indonesia ya. Jadi di sini saya konsultan untuk di bidang visa dan trading juga. Saya mau apa di sini yang diminta dari para turis atau dari negara lain yang masuk di Indonesia. Mau konsul dengan saya atau dengan Mas Sabdo di sini, kami bersama-sama untuk membuka konseling di Bali, terutama bagi negara-negara asing yang mau masuk ke Indonesia. What you want, apa yang diinginkan, begitu.
Thank you, Mbak Anis.
Yes,
So
thank
Mbak Anis
you.
just flew from Jakarta directly. So I was like learning also about visa and kitas. I didn't know. I don't have any idea what is the difference. How many of you guys have no idea how visa and kitas work and informations? So it's like very confusing, right? So many of you guys. So there is a difference between agent and consultant as well. So she's actually the consultant. So everybody that wants to come here and they need to know what to do and which way to go, she's basically the expert. Just spoiler alert, she will actually be giving a free consulting tomorrow. She'll be here the whole day. For you guys, if you have any question about visa and kitas, or if you want to stay here, or which things is really needed. Okay? Mbak Anis is here. So yeah, and maybe after this is perfectly connected with Mas Baskoro.
Should I?
Please.
Because you guys in line.
Okay. Hello guys, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you, Rob, for having me and all other participants. My name is Baskoro. You can call me Bas. I think it's easiest one to pronounce my name. Bas, not boss yet, still Bas. So I am from Ngurah Rai Immigration Office. Fortunately, that Canggu here, Seminyak, is also part of our working area. But I'm in charge of stay permit and foreign citizen service and also Indonesian citizen service. Maybe in this opportunity, I would also like to share our policies maybe later on, but just let me introduce myself. So that's it. Feel free to discuss in the next minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Baskoro, to taking time.
Okay.
Mr. Sabdo, please.
Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nice to meet you all. My name is Muhammad Sabdo Yusmintiarto, but you just call me Sabdo. So I was a founder and CEO for 5 Harvest O. 5 Harvest O is like basically an NFT, but based on a real field. So what we're doing is like when you buy our NFT, actually we give the funding capital for the farmer so they can produce their field with zero interest. And then after that, we help them to sell their products with our partner here. He will be later on produces. And we also have like from the government. So this year is very blessing for us. Why? Because we will be have like cooperating with Bulog to provide national rice security for all Indonesia. Hopefully we can make it. And also we have like doing this for like our parents and also with the village. And the second, I also the Secretary General of Association of Entrepreneurial Village. It's already in like 32 provinces all Indonesia. And it's basically we have like 1.7 billion group of farmer in every Indonesia. So that's why I'm working with this blockchain.
Million.
Yeah, million, sorry, it's million. It's not million. Okay, maybe that's it from me.
Thank you. We will go deep into that, don't worry. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Shrusti. Everybody will say never start your comment with a lot of statistics, right? But I'm just going to defy that. We have 38.4 million farmers in Indonesia. Is that a shock to you? That's so many people, right?
So many.
Unfortunately, with the tradition and with the way we have conducted business, farmers are the most impacted tradesmen in the world, right? We don't know so much of history about mankind, right? Whatever we have read is from the history books. But I'm sure that humans must have done trading with either you take my rice and you give me some fruits, right? unfortunately, that trading practice is very least optimized. If I ask you top 10 companies, you would name Google, Microsoft, and Meta, whatnot, right? But would you ever name any agricultural corporation as being like top 100 companies, right? You don't know. You can name probably few master chefs, but can you name a farmer? Don't look at Sabdo, it's easy, right? Right? So that situation has actually gone mainstream. What we want to do, basically, with my company Farmsent, it is world's first farmers blockchain. We want to give a larger stake to farmer. How we are going to do that? We know that farming is no more lucrative. And why? Because the farmers are not earning more, right? You would be surprised, last 3 years, Indonesia has lost 2.4 million farmers. They prefer to switch to other jobs because farming...
Or they sell the land.
Right? Or they sell land, right? So how can we change this? If you think that food security is only whether you get food or not, then you are really wrong. If you pay a farmer well, he will cultivate. And if he cultivates, then only he can ensure our food security. So with Farmsent, what we do, we optimize the middleman. Now imagine a scenario that there is someone who's selling $1 coffee, which is sold in Dubai, for example, $12, right? The farmer doesn't have access to the Dubai guy who is buying. So he gives it to one agent, another agent gives to one more, and then it changes a lot more hand before it reaches Dubai. The Dubai guy thinks that he has actually paid $12. But farmer hasn't received any money out of it. He just received $1, right? So we don't want to eliminate the middleman. We are just optimizing the middleman in a way that we are making everything transparent. Hence, we are using blockchain, right? Making sure that every single hand it changes is recorded, including the commission or the price we charge, including Sabdos, for example, right? So, in that way, what happens, if I say that Robert is charging $4, then you, knowing blockchain, would say like, hey, I can do that in $3, right? Then market dynamics takes over. So naturally, who is the beneficial guy? Farmer. Because what we do, at a given point of time, you cannot snatch away money from farmer and pay others. So using blockchain, we are making everything transparent. And hence, we think that if what we planned, if we can execute it well, then we can make farming lucrative. The farmer makes a lot of money, and I get food on table.
Amazing. I always say no farmer, no foods, right? Who is the one that's giving us food? Now, with what's happening in the world right now, what is the most important thing? People are screaming, or countries are screaming for food, right? There is nothing else anymore is needed right now. So that's why I'm so curious. It's pretty cool right here because we have two blockchain experts on the one that is like in the, is it expert? I mean,
no expert.
It's like, we can say it. So,
One
because
farmer
it's so new, it's so new, it's so new. The field is so new that we can actually call it. But you are implementing a newest technology, let's say, to a traditional business, which is, for me, very interesting. Also, for Indonesia, it's very interesting, right? So I would love to hear, how do you see actually investment globally around the world? You know, you are obviously in this area already in MENA region, but how do you see investment globally?
You see, a typical investment is where the consumer is. If you see so much of crowd here, Tropical Nomad has opened the space for them, right? So if we break down technology-wise, we started with the traditional software, then came the Web 1 for information, right? Then Web 2, which is like actually using for applications, right? And now we're talking about Web3, right? In my opinion, what happens is when you are looking from a government level strategy or from a corporate level strategy, you are looking at where I can fetch more consumers for my product. Is there a need, or can we create a need, right? So in Web 2, when we can use the Google, the Meta, or the, many applications, the email, the social media, so many things we're using it, right? Then we question, wait a minute, these guys are centralized entities. That means my data is with them, right? So using the technology now, we want to be a bit rebel and say like, why should I give my data to you, right? And so blockchain started, right? The concept actually was planted in Bitcoin, the first proof of concept we can say, right?
Maybe you have simple words or terms, how you can explain blockchain for people that doesn't know here. Obviously, it's the Bali blockchain panel, but there is some people that doesn't know about blockchain.
I would say, visualize this as an accounting system, okay? Allow me to explain this more. You have your company and you want to have an accountant appointed who is keeping track of everything. The simple rule of accounting is you cannot edit anything. You can only negate it by passing another entry. For example, by mistake you wrote that robot owes you $60, right? But you actually found out that no, actually it's $50. You can't go and edit that. You can only say that I returned $10 or similar kind of statement. Now that is for your company, right? One above, a bank keeps a ledger, which is money accounting for you, for all of us. Those who are consumers of that bank, right? Then you are visualizing a central bank, which keeps record of all the banks. So they maintain a ledger as well. If you notice in this ledger, everybody is a centralized authority. Whether it is your company, or it's a bank, or it is a central bank. But in blockchain, there is no centralized authority. It is a global ledger, yes, but no one person has control over it. It's technically, to put away, multiple computers has the authority over the ledger, okay? And furthermore, it will be a bit complicated. I'll just leave it there if it makes sense.
Amazing, thank you so much. So, Kang Sabdo, can you maybe just give us a little bit of more deep detail, right? What you see here in Indonesia about the investment, especially in agriculture?
Okay, so the first is investment for agriculture in Indonesia is zero. This is the first say I will be said, is zero. It's true because like farmer in Indonesia is very in the bottom level of poverty. Because in Indonesia, in Bali it's quite different because like mostly the farmer have a land, but not in Java. They only labor of farmer, not the farmer itself. And mostly the government only counting the investment from the big company. It's correct. So when you have the factory and anything, it will be accounted as an investment. But when you build a rice field or maybe like plantation, except for the palm oil, because it's like the green gold in Indonesia, it's not investment. And that's why the farmer is very the poor people in Indonesia. Even I have one of my friend, because of they very hard to get capital from the bank and from other like angel investors, so maybe they will have go to the loan shark. Can you imagine when he have the child, just birth of the child, until this child graduate from the college, they still have a debt because he only have a little of land. And because of this, I just thinking, okay, how we can get the fresh capital for the farmer to elevate their wellness without interest and help them also to make a quality control. I think the blockchain is the answer. Because why I'm doing the farming thing, for me, until now, the biggest company in the world is still East Hindi company or VOC. This is the only company can have same level with a country. Even with the Google is VOC. And the best of VOC is in here, in Indonesia. So this is the identity of Indonesia. We cannot be a China with a big factory. No, we cannot be India. But we can be as Indonesian and cultivate our land because this Indonesia is very rich with the land. Whatever you plant it, it will be grow very well. Whatever you plant it, in everywhere. So yes, this is the problem. But until now, the investment in agriculture doesn't count in the government. And I hope this tonight with Mbak Anis and with Mas Baskoro also, when you put your investment in our NFT, we will be put it in the field with the farmer. It will become as an investment, so it become your portfolio to get your visa. This is what I'm hoping. So this will be the first time in Indonesia actually.
I want to ask him.
Amazing.
Okay, what do you want
Because
to
you
say?
need to explain them 5 harvest a little bit more.
Oh,
so that
okay.
they
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll come to that for sure.
He will become-
I will come to that.
Because
So-
I believe Ghazi already have the season for 5 years old before this, right?
A little bit, but
A little bit,
there are
right?
new people.
That's
There are
why
new
it's,
people.
This
there
is
are
the
new
first
people.
time I'm
Yes,
talking about
yes,
5
yes,
years
yes.
old.
So, before we come into
Okay.
what is 5 FSO and how actually 5 FSO or Farmsent actually connecting. This is the favorite move of Robert, connecting these two sector of traditional and blockchain, right? So agriculture and technology. I would love to understand a little bit more. Maybe Pak Baskoro can just give us a brief. So a lot of time, if I I have a lot of clients or friends that want to invest here, they have trouble to get in because they don't know and they don't understand how to come in, what to invest, and it's not secure, and all the stuff that is like, okay, I have no idea, I'm lost here. Even they are looking in the internet, it's like lost. So, in your opinion, as people listen directly in the government and working there, what is the biggest challenge for people who wants to invest in Indonesia and come into Indonesia?
Okay, nice question actually, and maybe I'll try to speak in, not in Bahasa, in English, but I hope that you guys can understand my message. Since the pandemic, I think last year, 2022, we start to step our policies in immigration policies to boost investment. Before, maybe when pandemic, I think every countries they try to strengthen their borders, strengthen their immigration policy, so that they can really, really protect their country, in the name for the sake of healthy and so on. But since last year, Indonesian government tried to step their policies to lean from the strengthen into change to boost the national economic, and also investment as well. For recovery purpose, basically, I tried here our visa policies. Maybe everybody here understand that we have divided into 3 main area. So we have the visa that without using guarantor, for example, visa on arrival, and then free visa. It's still ongoing now, but only for certain countries. And then also visa on arrival, free visa, and one more is the tourism visa. If you guys apply the visa, you don't need guarantor, you don't need any sponsorship. You can do by your own. We put it on our website, www.imigrasi.go.id. We put all information there in Bahasa and also in English. As well as we we also issued new websites. It's www.molina.imigrasi.go.id, in which you can apply for EVOA and those visa that doesn't require guarantor. And the other one is a visa that need guarantor or sponsorship. For example, investment visa, and then working visa, and any other visa. And the last is the latest policy that we issued is you don't need a guarantor, but you have to put immigration warranty. This is new for us as well, but I think Indonesia might be a bit late compared to like Singapore, Malaysia. We call it. We issue two products. It's a prior investment visa. It's a valid to stay up to 6 months, and also second home visa. This is what is interesting here in second home visa. Let's say that you guys have bank deposit abroad, like equal to 2 billions, and then you can have 5 years vitas and kitas, yeah. But then you have to move your money here, to deposit to bank account here, open bank account here, and then you just easily get 5 years stay. What message that I need to deliver here is actually we are being pushed to socialize this policy. For what? For push up the investment. I think it's the latest policy is quite easy one. But for investment visa, for example, as you guys know that if you want to have a foreign, you have to establish foreign company, then you have to follow the general regulations, general rules for establishing foreign investment company. So like should be a minimum investment for at least up to 1 billion rupiah, and so on and so on. But for me though, I don't think that this policy also makes you guys difficult and too many paperwork and things like that. Maybe if you guys can scroll up in our website, I think they put all the informations needed in those websites, and then you just surf that website, and I think the latest one is the I think easy one, but not many people maybe not able, yeah, but it's like maybe not many people, yeah, well informed, and also yeah,
it's not user friendly and
yes,
it's hard
yes,
to access
yes,
and to see.
yeah, and eligible for that.
Yes.
Because maybe the amount of the money that you have to deposit at our Indonesian bank account is maybe in some points it's too high. But I think compared to the stay permit that they're gonna get, I think it's not so high, because other country, let's say Singapore or Malaysia, they put, I think now it's equal to maybe 5 billion rupiah, more than 5 billion rupiah, because Malaysia is also issuing second home visa, but it's years before us. So I think why don't we try to have these policies for push up at least, and at least it makes foreigners easy just to stay here. And in the future, with our new Director General, he's also professional. Maybe if you guys haven't informed our new DG, Pak Silmi Karim, he's a professional. He was main director from other state company, and I think what his vision is, now we try to issue visa not by waiting for others ministries recommendations.
Yes.
Before, for example, like investment visa, you have to get the recommendation from investment company, big or BKPM, yeah, state investment company. But in the future, we might skip this part. So our concern, immigration concern, is just only to issue stay permit, and the other will continue. So you don't think about your stay permit here, as long as like you want to do the investment, you already have the proper stay permit, proper visa, and then just the rest just continue, just like that.
Thank you so much for the clarification. I think there's a lot of details there, but if you guys have any deeper question later on, we will be here, and you guys feel free to ask us, right? So ask Mr. Baskoro. And yeah, that's the thing that I would love to actually dive in, right? So with all these challenges, let's say, and all the things that blockchain can solve, you guys have an idea. I know a little bit the ideas, but can you guys share what you think blockchain actually can solve the problem of this, or what kind of system you guys thinking, or you guys are planning to implement into this system, the old system?
Yeah, okay. The first time is like bring the socialization first, and thank you, Mas Baskoro, because I'm just have come up with the idea to bring the immigration because the post of Robert. He just mentioned the immigration and didn't get the replay. I didn't get a replay. So I just asked with Mbak Anis and get the consult with them. Mbak Anis, I think there are many digital nomad here in Bali, and they never get the socialization. So the first thing, the event like this is very effective. I think it will be effective. Like, and he already said yes. So it will be approving from the immigration itself. This is the first one, and the second one is of course like we want to help the government itself. Like Mas Baskoro said, it's only when you deposit your money in the bank, but many things in Indonesia also become a fake. They put money in the bank and then take it back, and they don't doing any investment, but they just trying to working. This is not working for Indonesia. So I just came up with the idea, how about you buy our NFT and I put your money to the field, and I give the government the impact of the person who get this money and how much they can produce for the food security itself for 1 year. So this will become the real investment come. Because in Indonesia, I can say that there's a many fraud, and I think Mbak Anis have many cases like that because of this kind of business. So you just put your money, and even with some agent, you don't need to put your money. You just need a letter. Just like letter, you have a money, and then done.
Yeah, there was a problem when basically
We
people
doing
got
manually.
deported, right?
Yeah.
Deported because the agent is doing the work and is actually not the right thing. So that's why it's super important if we can implement this type of system, right?
So the first is the blockchain business itself need to be what me and you call real world asset. So the blockchain is need to based on real business and real asset, not the air business, not air business. This is the Ponzi and kind of like thing. It's not like that.
Yeah, the NFTs or tokens that create out of thin air.
And the second one is need to be impactful. And how about the solution we trying to give to the government, and we will be trying to implement with Mbak Anis company first? I think it will be explained by you, right? Because you are the one who have to create the diagram, and we want to try to make it for easier. So after this, even we not only want to talking with you, but if you want to ask and you have a confusion, we also will be help you and want to have a discussion. But for the solution we have, I think you will be give the briefing.
Thank you. If you want to address this from a macro level, right? We actually want to sort out the hesitation of an individual. I know all of you are already here, so you must be knowing someone to validate. Are you speaking to the right person? But think, when I'm planning to land in Indonesia, I don't know anyone, and try to understand whom I should refer. Am I speaking to right agent, is he giving me right solution, right? Not everybody has your number, right? So maybe we should make it public. But what we want to do is like a very verified application, clearly visible, endorsed by the authorities, okay?
Directly here.
Directly, no mistake. And take the user with a journey, like, to make it very simplified so anyone can apply and they don't require too many agents to be involved, right? I know that there is a bug in my mind about optimizing the middlemen. Here also the same thing, right? I want to remove all the center corruption things in between and make it easily accessible to individuals, okay? And why for the Web3 community? Because Web3 communities do already understand that it need to be decentralized, it need to be transparent, right? If you ask all the blockchain guys here, two things they will keep repeating: decentralization, transparency. So we want to bring that decentralization and transparency into the day-to-day businesses. And how can we remove immigration, visas, and all those kind of entities from there, right? So this application will guide the user through, will ask relevant questions, step-by-step approach, and gives you a right to mint your visa, right? Which is visible to all entities, and there is no issues of somebody actually deposited and removed this because the smart contract is locking it for a year, right? So clear, transparent data access is going to be given to the immigration and all authorities, and with the help of our lady sitting here, So this is what we are working. The idea always is that that not only we are creating a real world solution, but also we want to depict that Indonesia has arrived in Web3, So far, Bali has got the attention with people like you participating in Web3 building, and people who are digital nomads and all the founders I keep meeting. Robert keep, speaking every Monday, But these guys found something in Bali that they are attracted to, right? As Indonesian government should just take that energy and build an actual ecosystem. Starting from where? The first interface of an individual to the country is visa.
It's the entry ticket.
And second is suppose airport, right? So we are tackling the first one. Then you will be sitting in, suppose in US or UK or anywhere, you thinking that here is a government which actually has implemented a blockchain-based system for the most crucial aspect of visa or anything like that. Why we wouldn't put them in the map of Web3 world, right? So this is what we are trying to build.
This is brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to implement this for you guys together. I would love to actually ask Mbak Anis' opinion about that, because I was asking Mbak Anis, like, Mbak Anis, why you are not really in the website? Like, we cannot really find you. There is a reason and all the stuff. So what do you think about this implementation, Mbak Anis? So obviously you come here, you were willing to come here because you see the opportunities. You see the gate of new ways of implementing things and also operating in this world. Why are you interested to talk with Sabdo and with these blockchain people when you were actually already traditionally doing
I want
these
to put
things?
at Mbak Anis always fight with the immigration before you come here. Trust me. Like,
Yeah, Mbak Anis is the one
he
that...
also fight with for us.
Thank you so much for bringing the entity here. So yeah, would love to know about it.
Oke. Tapi saya pakai bahasa Indonesia ya.
Sure.
Ya.
Translate it.
Iya, di sini saya melihat banyak orang asing yang mau masuk ke Indonesia sulit. Dan saya mendengar untuk di Bali banyak yang sudah membayar tetapi tidak selesai. Untuk visanya atau kitasnya atau mungkin begitu lama itu karena apa? Bukan government-nya yang jelek, tetapi mungkin dari caranya masuk salah untuk berkoordinasi.
So Mbak Anis sees this thing, and people, like beautiful people, foreigners, they want to come here, and they are confused. So they don't know how to come here, or there is a wrong way to come here, right? So she sees here in Bali, especially in Bali, there's a lot of foreigners that want to come here, but the way they do it is basically wrong, or something is happening. So let's say they're doing it for them and they pay it, but they're not really finishing it. So there's a lot of problems in that way. That's why she wants to come here to really clear the path, let's say.
Oke, saya datang ke sini dengan Mas Sabdo karena Mas Sabdo memiliki suatu pekerjaan yang saya lihat bisnis untuk di khususnya Indonesia dan para warga negara asing yang tinggal di Indonesia ini biar lebih nyaman, terus memiliki pekerjaan yang tepat untuk di sini, investasi yang benar. Saya mendukung semua kegiatan Mas Sabdo dan kawan-kawan yang ada di sini. Saya akan membantu semua pengurusannya secara cepat dan di sini bisa untuk konsultasi kepada saya langsung mengenai apa yang sudah terjadi di Bali, terutama kesulitan-kesulitan, mungkin ada permasalahan lain yang bisa dikonsultasikan dengan saya dan saya bisa direct langsung dengan imigrasi.
So she saw the problem, what is happening right here about the deportation and anything that is connected with the visa and living here, residence permit, especially for the foreigners and our fellow people here that is living here already a long time. And there is many confusion around that. So she'd love to offer her consulting and help and support to connect and to clear basically all the confusion there, you know, to connect directly to the immigration and to create the process, because she see the opportunity what Sabdo and York and the team is creating, the simplicity, the transparency, and anything that it will be supported with her work.
Karena turis yang ada di sini sudah memilih Indonesia itu, terutama Bali, itu nice apa namanya? Nice tempat apa?
Location, nice,
yeah, nice
place
location,
to live,
nice
place to
life, good life in here. And then saya terima kasih sekali. Saya mau membuat semua yang ada di sini lebih nyaman dan tidak ada permasalahan-permasalahan atau kesulitan apapun.
She wants to thank you guys that is choosing Bali or Indonesia to be in a place where you can live and stay here. And she's blessed and happy to support you, for you guys to be able to stay here with comfort, with no stress, not having a thinking that you're gonna be chased by immigration or something like that. That's the thing that she wants to, you know. Well, yeah, I might it. Yes.
Can I just say something? Yeah.
So
actually,
that's I'm sorry.
It's okay, guys. No. Actually, I don't want to, saya nggak mau menyinggung ya.
Yes.
Apa sih? I don't want to offend the latest issue. Maybe you guys pay attention with this, the viral ones, like the locals report to immigration, to police regarding about some foreigners find open as a photographer, open a tattoo shop and blah blah blah. I don't want to offend that, but maybe if you guys aware, that's I think. What all immigration do in, I think most countries they are doing the job like that. But what I want to emphasize here, before you guys do something, at least you have to understand first. I know that there are many agencies, many naughty agencies, many bad agencies. Even when before they come to our office, they already make a trouble. So when the problem happens, when somebody already been overstay, when somebody already been kena tipu ya, they just
Just scammed.
scam, fraud, they just come to us and ask the solutions. It's like, what do we have to do? Because the problem is not in us, but it's between you and the agency. But as a government, we cannot say that. We have to find the best solutions for the foreigners. Of course, there must be some options. We are open to options, but maybe some options maybe doesn't suit with the foreigners. But it is what it is. So I think before you guys know what you want to do, I think current regulations so far is the most dynamic ones. During my 20 years working experience in immigrations, I think it's the most dynamic one after the pandemic. It's like totally, we try to lose our borders, and then we try to, we are
open and loosen it.
It's like more agile to foreigners. Like, come to Indonesia, do some investments.
Yes.
Of course, you do it the right way. Not you say you want investment, you have the kitas for investment kitas, but then you find another job to put in your own pocket money.
Yes.
So it's I don't think that it's the definition of investment. It's not like that, but many happens like that. So that's the message that I want to deliver to you guys. I think many agencies that they also do the good things. They inform, they help us to inform the correct informations, proper information and benefit informations, regardless the others also try to dismiss the information, to bring, to deliver misperception of information to foreigners. This is what, actually, my personal opinions, I hate this kind of situations, yeah? I hate this kind of agency that they deliver misperceptions to foreigners. We open, actually, if you guys come to my office in Ngurah Rai, we also open, if somebody just want to direct coming to our office, to the extensions, or maybe ask some information that they want to get, we are open to do so. With our apa sih, keterbatasan apa? With our limitations, yeah, with our limitations, maybe in personnels, in working hours, and blah blah blah. But we try to deliver good services for you guys. So that's why I think services for foreigners and also law enforcement, it's like it's like a coin, two sides of coins. Mm-hmm. So I think the latest one, I think yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday when they do the press conference, when the governor coming and they say that I want to suggest blah 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 for immigrations. I want to suggest this to be put out or closed from the list of VOA and things like that. It becoming, wide effects to others, right? But so far we try to manage and we try to bring Bali in good conditions. We have to. What we always do is like to keep the balance between the security, prosperity. It's always like that. Yes. Maybe when the pandemic happened, the security is above, so we just try to strengthen the border before they're entering. But when we try to lose the border, then it means that we have to do the security once they are arriving here. But we try to manage the Bali conditions and environments is good environments for tourism, for investment, and for any other things that might be done by the foreigners. I think that's the message from me.
Thank you so much. That's a really profound.
Thank you.
I need to mention this actually. Thank you so much for the explanation. I just realized like when a lot of countries actually closing the borders and make it strict, Indonesia is one of the country where it's changing, adapting and being flexible and accepting actually foreigners and tourists, right? To be able for them to stay here, to be comfortable here, to, sorry?
It's smart.
Yes, yes.
The others close and you open, you're the only monopolist that
Thank you.
gives chances.
So yeah, thank you so much. I need to mention it and give the heads up once again. We're gonna get into closer to the end as well, but I would love to throw also some Q&A because then it's maybe more discussion around that as well, and it's also coming from you guys that is, you know, having maybe already experience or you guys have this question long time ago and nobody can really answer it. Now the person is here and certain people is here and
The expert
also
is already here.
the expert is already here and also around blockchain as well. So and how is it connected? I'm looking forward for any person that wanna, especially what I really empower also, especially in blockchain space, right? When I see blockchain and crypto spaces where they are creating some token that has no value, and it creates also fear for other people to invest, right? So there is a lot of scams. They're just collecting money and Ponzi scheme, and if you come in, I will give you 5 times or 15% of ROI in 1 month and these kind of things. There is no real value. So I would love, and I'm encouraging all the blockchain developer or people here that is creating this beautiful technology and implementing it into real world and giving the impact. That's what we are trying to basically give a solution here, right? So yeah, I will open the discussion, Q&A session, and Robert over here will share the microphone. If you guys have any question, please raise your hand and we will start the discussion. Thank you.
Yeah, so firstly, a round of applause, everybody, for just really well done. Really well done. And, you know, a lot of us have lived here for like a while and understand some of the nuances that is being experienced, right? So I just want to thank Itchy, the Tropical Nomad crew. We got Ayu, we got Brother Guzman here. And this is episode number 356. From memory. I know the memory's still there. Only just, I've lost my hair, but the memory's still there. And you know, like we've had kings, we've had, king unicorns, we've had all sorts of things, but I just want to thank you, brother, because you're the first person from the immigration department to bless us here. And
Thank you.
And we really feel like closely aligned, right? So I'm known as the partnership and tourism architect. So I'm like the bridge between foreign investment, government, and private enterprise, right? So obviously, SpeakuP Monday is about entrepreneurism and social impact. And what Gossi has brought together once a month, we have this blockchain panel, is exactly that, right? It's about how do we create these pathways where foreigners and Indonesians, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, loves this, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
Correct.
Yeah, because a lot of us foreigners here, we know about Pancasila. We know about Trihita Karana, right? We know about Gotong Royong, right? I look at Bruno, he's been here for like so many years. Itchy's been here for 15 years, and so my wife is Indonesian. So a lot of us here, we understand, yeah? And we understand the complexities that you're facing. And so that's why, from my heart to yours, I'm really happy that you decided to come. This is just the beginning. We're going to ask you back. You know that, right? We're going to ask you back. So without hogging the mic any further, if anyone has a question, please raise your hand, and this microphone will come to you. Just remember, though, that point it at your mouth. And for those people here who are scared to talk on camera, we will bring this to a close soon, and we will have some questions then which will not be recorded. All right? So
Let's make it hot. Let's go.
so does anyone have a question? Please raise your hand. There you go.
Thanks a lot.
Apart from the business cards.
I'm actually, I'm a business guy here on Bali. I'm working here for like 3 years. I have a paintball field and I have a villa. with a local guy here, and I actually went through an agent's, and the agent was pretty good, I think. I don't know. You tell me. See, this is about optimism. You come here, you're an investor, you're an entrepreneur. They try to find the best opportunity for you, also that doesn't cost that much. But also it seems to be interesting to have like a 5-year visa. For me, I always have the 2-year visa. So last time I came in because the the Indonesian consulate in Germany gave me some wrong information. So I came here, I was at the airport, and they said, you know what, sorry, you gotta go, or you gotta book a flight back to Germany, because if you don't have the B something visa, you come in with the visa on arrival, but you can only do this with the ticket back. So I came here and I had to leave again because it's an offshore visa. Yeah, this is a problem, because with visa on arrival, you have to leave the country again. So if you're here and you go like, oh yeah, it's so nice, I'm here, I don't need to leave, shit, no, you gotta go to Singapore. And I hate Singapore, it's not nice. I'm happy I'm here, I love this place, I like to connect with you guys, maybe to optimize for myself, also for my network, because I own a real estate company, also for business with you, because I love that NFT thing. There's friends of mine working on that, and for you, just because you're a cool guy and you speak my language. So, yeah, as for my question, I would like to talk to you later about this opportunity, because I'm a house owner, and I'm a local company part owner, and I'm a foreign company owner, and I'm basically an entrepreneur, try to seek opportunities to grow my business and to have the right people to connect with. And that's why I'm very, very thankful that you organized this, and that I get the chance to be part of that and to connect with you guys, because that will save me a lot of money and time in my life. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right, now, was there a question in there?
I didn't really get the question, actually.
Oh, it's a statement. It's okay.
It was a
All
statement.
right.
It was a gratitude.
It's a great statement.
Gratitude.
All
Thank
right.
you so much, Carsten.
Okay, so one question. All right, and then I'm sure we're going to close this, and then people have lots of questions. So the one question is, so we mentioned before about, and the understanding that all agents aren't playing the same game, are not playing from the same rule book. I love what you said about that. It kind of annoys you that goes on, because that misinformation or disinformation causes damage to Bali as a brand, right?
And the foreigner itself, right?
And the
So
foreigners
it's a lot of-
itself. Yeah. So then maybe a question for you might be, how do we close that gap? I know that obviously Farmsent, what you're doing is one, but outside of what you've proposed today, how do we close the gap between, flushing out the agents like you, consultants, who are doing a beautiful job, doing the right thing, to those who maybe don't have the best intentions, right? How do we close that gap?
Amazing question.
Yeah, it's amazing. But I see that there must be, there is a optimism. So when we try to deliver our policies in immigrations, because before I working here, I was posted in the HQ, headquarters. I had my 4 years experience with dealing with the foreign representatives, embassies, consulates. What we do to close the gaps, because when I just want to share my experience 2020, when the pandemic hit, we issued the policy. Actually, we have free stay permit for all foreigners that stranded in Indonesia. They don't need to pay. They don't need to. They have the exemption to have the stay permit until October 2020, if I'm not mistaken. And then we issued several policies to adjust with the pandemic. How to close the gap? We deliver every single policies. We had the routines socialization to your embassies, to foreign embassies and consulates. Even when I was there, I held 4 national functions, 4 national meeting and seminars. I held in Jakarta, Surabaya, Bali, of course. Maybe if there is any guy from consulate, they know me. And then in Medan, and every year. First, we deliver our policies. And the second, with their help, we try to remind them so that they can have the reminder to their nationals to remind their citizens about the the bad agencies, the bad third parties that provide. Maybe they say, I provide immigration formalities and things like that. We try to remind that once. Even one of the embassies, they come to me, they ask me, do you issue the list of naughty agencies? Of course, I cannot say so. Why? Because if I say so, then it means I have to get the original proof, right? I have to get the evidence, the original proof that these agencies are bad agencies. I think many because we never close. We have the policy that everyone can lodge applications on the foreigner's behalf with the authority letters. Of course, that everyone can lodge the applications. But of course, we try to close the gap by deliver our message to foreign embassies, foreign consulates, and then if they want to have consultations with us, we say that do not hesitate to contact with me. Even when I move already, lucky me, I moved to Bali. I'm still in connection with the some consulates in Bali. But even when I moved, they said they thought that I still in HQ because I already make an announcement that now I'm not in HQ anymore. But if you guys need some information, feel free to ask. Then I will try to assist you as best as I can do. So when they come here, many cases happen for the fraud scam in 2020, 2021. Still, some the agencies do so. So they want the money, they run the money and the passport as well. That's much horrible. Maybe if they run your money, you can find other money. But if they run your passport and all the documents, it will also makes it bring more burdens to you, to the foreigners. I mean, so and even I suggest that they make a police reports so that we can give another best options for the foreigners, which is as the victims of the frauds. That's one thing that we do. We always try to close the gaps, and the reminder it always been in every years. So yeah, that's what we do.
Thank you. So I think that's what I understand, how blockchain can comes into the place, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, this is the one that you guys are bringing up or making a recommendation. Where is the information gap really can be trusted? Or how can this information maybe delivered in the way that is really trusted by the government or something like that?
Yeah.
So this is your solution, right? So with
Yeah.
the blockchain, can you maybe give it a little bit of detail?
So basically, this is what we will gonna propose to the government. Okay. So, but yeah, I can say what we're doing right now is when I talking with Mbak Anis and we're also talking with the HQ people in the ministry. Okay, Mbak Anis, what we're doing today is become a prototyping. So what we're going to do right now is we become examples and maybe become the regulation itself to the government itself. Because like tonight, maybe I'm speak as 5 hours old. I'm talking about the investment in the field for the agriculture. But actually, the some guy from the government also talking for me about the new capital of Indonesia. They don't have enough money, capital to build it. So how we can get new platform? Probably when this is successful, I will bring this to the another project. We already have one project we call is Jorong Harbor. It will be like the first harbor using the blockchains. I'm already talking with York and maybe with Mel with this. Yeah, because it will be the national strategic. So the first will be our project, the little project, and the second will be level up to the national project with Manis also. What we want to propose is to using the blockchain is first is itself is like transparency, of course, and the user-friendly thing. So everybody just can get the same information because right now everybody get the different information. And of course, doing the verification. like I told you before, like Mbak Anies need to fight with the immigration before they come, because when Mbak Anies proposed this, give the invitation letter, they said, who is these guys? Where they come from? And I'm very confused, because I know you guys come from many countries, and how can I answer that thing? He just, in the night, Sabdo, you need to answer this. You need to answer this. Who is this guy? Maybe this will be doing the scam and anything. Because, no, I said, this we doing the digital business here. And these people is really doing the impact. And the second, so what I want to propose is, we need to verify the consultant itself. Not the consultant who only want to taking your money,
Or
but
the
give you
agent,
the right
the agent.
solution. So this will be need to be in chain, of course, with website. And Mbak Ani's company will be the first who doing this after this. And the second one, you told me last night, it's very quite interesting. In Saudi, right? They just like some community, let's say community. If you come from this community, you will have like more easier. Okay. Because this is like the verified community. Yeah. And also it will be more faster.
So yeah, maybe blockchain community, Web3
yeah, we will
community
be
in Bali will be the first community
one
to
this
verify.
community, because in Indonesia side, the government, I also considering the government, like they don't want to people come to Indonesia and become the fraud, like from many country, just make a fake infestation and anything. So we want to make sure that when you come to Indonesia, you come with a goodwill, and you want to build our country also. Yes, we need it. So as an Indonesian people, I have responsibility for that. So if I'm doing this separately by individually, it's very hard. But if I'm working with some community, we can strengthen it and we can give them the guarantee as peer-to-peer, it will be more easier. And we can start it and we can propose it. This is one verified community, this is the second verified community, and that's so on and so on. This is the second one. So the verified is very important. And as for the government, I said for them, in the first time, Indonesia will have the database of the investor, the real investor will become by individually. Because until now, in Indonesia government, the foreign investment can only be entered to the central government. When they come to the second government, like province, like the city, they getting failed. Can you imagine, I'm bringing the investment directly to the farmer, to the village. It's just more deep than that. With the blockchain, we can doing that. Why I know this? Because in 2015, I'm helping the mayor of Bandung, Ridwan Kamil, if you know that, to make the policy for the foreign investment to come. And we know the regulation is not ready yet, but we need the money instead. Otherwise, the development of Indonesia will be stopping. This is what happened. And maybe this will become the closing gate. So, yeah, we want to doing the prototyping. York already make like presentation. I want to present to the immigration. And we want to build the system to Mbak Ani's company. This is the action we want to do to closing the gap. You want to add something, Mbak Ani's?
Yeah, actually, most of the things he has already clarified. Go, Sabdo. I just want to add that, Web3 communities around the world are the forefront of technology, right? We want them to adapt to this system faster. At the same time, be aware that buying few GIFs and buying impact projects, there has to be a clear difference, right? We can't say that if you're just buying some dummy coins, I don't want to use certain words, right? that is Web3 investment. We are moving from the traditional Web3 investment, which is that we can create a cryptocurrency or we can create a blockchain application, to more real world applications, right? In that, what we are seeing, Sabdo and I both, that RWA has to be impact oriented, which means you are not giving a donation. Yes, you are doing an investment, but for the right cause. I once put a message for Farmsent, where a lot of people were approaching me. We want to donate. So I had to create this message so everybody can see that. don't give donation to farmers. Invest in them, make them equal partners, right? We don't want to accept donations here. So I want that Web3 community should know that if they invest in impact project, then we can see what Sabdo mentioned, a prosperous Indonesia. Investments are transparent. You can ask a question, what happened to these investments? And then it helps the authority to track, are these bad eggs somewhere, you know? This is what all we are proposing, and the proof of concept is going to be there. We will take input from the masses, from you, and you know, because we are not sitting on a higher ground, we are with you guys, and so all input will be taken, it will be optimized. It's not like something we know magically we will present. There aren't many benchmark around the world about this, so whatever we create, it can only have feedback sessions and back and forth to optimize and present a nice case for Indonesia and its investment into Web3. Thank you.
Awesome. That's the best closing. Robert, do we take another question or no? Is it?
Cool. So I think what we'll do, we've got a question here from co-host Bhavna Parihar, but I think what we'll do is that we'll maybe wrap this part.
Yes.
And then we'll have some questions, because I know you guys have been up there for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And it can get long. The lights. Oh.
Yeah, there is a lot of things that we can talk about, right? So
I know. So look, one quick thing from me is just again, thanks to. Well, I'll let you do the closing. The funding is building the largest platform, basically supporting entrepreneurism and investment in Indonesia. We'll talk about that with each of you at another time. So I want to thank Adrian over here, Melissa S21. We've got Adrian, another Adrian. Who else have we got here? Obviously, you, Gossi, from the Bali blockchain community. Anta Rahman, who's here from Bali Blockchain Center, Baliola. So just a fantastic community here of wonderful people doing wonderful projects. And Gossi, thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, you're my brother, as you know, bringing a wonderful, heart-centered panel together, which is so informative and gives people the information that they actually need. I know we're going to go deeper after this when it comes to the Q&A session, but just really want to extend my hand and thank you so much, and all the panel. You've been phenomenal. I'll let you do the close, and then we'll get back on the other side.
all right. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. As we already said, we can actually go deeper and deeper, right? So I don't know how, you already closed it. You already closed it. Like, I cannot really close it anymore. So, you know what I mean? So, thank you so much for all of you that coming from, like, actually, Yok just came directly from Bahrain to here to be able to speak here. And in the middle of his duty, Mr. Baskoro is taking his time over here as well. Mbak Anis, from Jakarta over here, like with the whole family coming here. Mr. Sabdo with all the stuff, commodities and shipping. So thank you so much. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Thank you, as I already mentioned you, but for many, many people here, tourists and foreigners that loves Bali and decide to come here. That's why I want to bring this opportunity. I want to bring Mbak Anis and Mr. Baskoro to really filter. Actually, Bali will filter the bad actors anyway in this such a way. But I tell you, I want to keep all the good people here where really gives impact, not destroying, not respecting the culture, not really taking care of other people. So especially for those of them, I want to stand for them like, let's go, So thank you so much for Speak Up Monday, Ichi, for Rekolamat. I love you guys. Let's go. See you.